When someone commits a crime, we expect police officers to get involved and, if necessary, make an arrest. Learning how to make that arrest, especially when there's resistance, takes weeks of training and years to perfect. In tonight's 8 on Your Side Crime Tracker report, we take you back inside the police academy, where recruits are toughened up for the most physically demanding part of their police officer training. Tonight, we follow Keith Cade on his last day of fitness training and into his first day of defensive tactics before the badge.
On your marks!
1,000. 1,000.
7. Push yourselves. This is it. The last day. Get set. Roll, people.
Very important you do your very best.
You have 1 minute to do as many as you can. Go!
On this final day of physical fitness training,
14 minutes!
there's no letting up.
You trained and you trained, so you can train some more.
It's the instructor's job to make sure police academy recruits are in
Come on,
shape
guys, you got 6 minutes, 15 seconds left.
and ready for battle. This is a scene from the movie Gladiator. It is our introduction to defensive tactics. And as if the lead character, Maximus, stepped off the screen, we meet our lead instructor.
My name is E.J. Diaz. I'm a corporal with Tampa Police Department.
Army Special Forces, 4th degree black belt, SWAT team leader, and 18-year police veteran. And as if that weren't enough, Corporal E.J. Diaz also sits on the State Defensive Tactics Task
During
Force.
this program, do we want you to hurt each other?
The Gladiator answers for us.
Most definitely.
But first, we get a lecture on rules for responding to a bad guy's level of resistance and the recommended use of force.
Defend myself if I need to. In defensive tactics, we have to get that emotional arsenal to really start having cops realize what they're being put in and how they're going to respond to these situations.
That I got about 300 hours worth of good defensive tactics stuff that I want to give you. I only got you for 80 hours.
Recruits tap into their emotional arsenal by learning controlling techniques in a room Corporal Diaz refers to reverently as the Coliseum.
This is where we learn those skills that to me are so traditional that I'm so proud of. You know, this is the Roman Coliseum.
I want to hear a good, loud, get back!
The first thing an officer needs to know is how to approach a bad guy, size him up, communicate with him, and then control him.
We have to give them a good foundation in control. And I think the best control technique we give them in here is using your noggin.
But when there's strong resistance, we learn that taking control requires using force. Let me show you how we learned from each other.
Pressure and counter pressure. Ready? Move. If I let him go, he's going to get back at the little girl. I cannot do it. I cannot give up. Front jab, back. Weapon kick, down. As soon as they touch your gun, it's on.
This intense training continues for 2 weeks, and recruits only get stronger.
Come on, Keith. Let's go all the way. Let's go.
Did I mention this is tough? And as promised, we hurt each other.
I turned around, his foot slipped off and kicked me in the mouth.
He flipped my arm all the way over and then hit it real hard, and it puffed immediately.
They may think about it, but no one quits. And our biggest challenge is just around the corner. That's when we put everything we've learned to the test against our instructor.
If they don't successfully complete this class, we've ended their career.
And let me assure you, defensive tactics training is actually a lot tougher than it looks on television, and there's a reason for that. Recruits are reminded again and again that this is a career that places them in danger as a matter of routine, and there is no room for mistakes. These drills continue for 10 days from morning until night, and each recruit is required to demonstrate proficiency in all the techniques and then pass a written exam. It is strictly pass or fail. There is no in-between.
And you were telling me that the instructor saved the hardest part for last, something called, what's this, Red Man Drill?
The Red Man Drill. It's something rarely, if ever, seen on television, and it's something every police recruit in the state of Florida must go through. In short, it's when recruits take everything they've learned and then try to put it into practice against the instructors. It is something you have to see to fully understand, and we'll show that to you next Wednesday at 11 o'clock, and I still have a few scars and bumps and bruises from that encounter.
As I say, you're smiling as you talk about it, so there must be something a bit comical in the fact that you were getting thrown around a little bit through all of that.
It's comical because I took a beating, but it's not unusual. It gives you a new respect for those who go through it.
What is the dropout rate from this training?
It's actually very good, and you'll see at the end of this piece next Wednesday how many people made it through, but I can tell you that since I started this program back in October, we have lost a few.
Yeah, sure.
And you can do a few more push-ups, can't you, buddy?
I can do a few more than I could before I started.
I'll bet. Well...
Imagine yourself as a police officer. You've just come face-to-face with a violent criminal, and it's your job to make the arrest. Training tells you step one is to communicate. Tell the bad guy what you want him to do. The problem is he's made up his mind to resist, so now what? Tonight, 8 on Your Side crime tracker reporter Keith Cate takes us back inside the police academy to show us how police officers train for this common scenario before the badge.
That is just protective equipment.
It is the most physically demanding phase of the police academy, the Red Man drill.
This allows us to go out there and mix it up a little bit more. I'm happy to say, proud to say, these people will give 120%. They're not going to let their classmates down. They're going to work.
Hearts beat a little faster and the butterflies set in as we're given instructions.
What we're going to do is the objective should be is show us what you learned.
Easier said than done after hearing what's about to happen.
What's the worst thing that can happen to you during the drill? You get punched in the head? You get hit in the body? You get kicked in the body?
Words meant to bring comfort.
I can take it.
Also increase anxiety.
A little nervous.
Have you ever been in a fight?
Ooh, years ago.
Recruit Anita Arnow is as ready as a person can be.
This is different. I'm expecting it. I know that I'm going to put myself in the line of danger.
For some of the students, it's the first time that they've ever been hit by another person, and the instructors are going to hit them. The other thing is, it's the first time as a student that they've really hit another person.
Like most recruits, James Howell is determined to finish strong.
If you get knocked down and somebody really, takes you down, you have to have a certain amount of will to get back up and come back at them again.
Weeks of defensive tactics training comes down to a few agonizing minutes. Recruit against instructor in a ring of cheerleading classmates. Like an explosion, training is tested as our emotions take over. The battle is on. What you're watching is a rare glimpse, a raw look at how recruits are trained to handle the pressures of controlling someone who resists arrest. You could call it controlled chaos.
Use your technique. Come on. There you go.
The scenarios are contrived.
If you don't verbalize, I'm going to punch and kick at you more.
But the adrenaline rush and unbridled reactions are very real.
Took a shot to the ribs, sir.
Remember Anita?
It's hard.
She didn't count on this kind of fatigue. And as for James, he got knocked down. But he got back up, just like he said he would.
Yeah, 2-on-1. You got to work hard. Grab his arm! Grab his arm! Grab his arm!
That's a good fight. This is what you signed up for.
Like everyone else, I took my turns in the circle.
Sir, you're under arrest. I want you to get out.
And took my licks.
Are you under arrest?
For me, things get uglier in round 2.
Keep him in! Keep him in!
Yeah, that's a hit to the head. And by round 3, when it's 2 against 1,
let's go.
I really take a pounding. My goal? Just hang on until my partner arrives.
1 minute, I'm exhausted.
For 2 consecutive days, police recruits battle it out in what our gladiator-minded instructor calls the Coliseum.
It ain't pretty, but this is the life of a cop. I told you that.
We learn how to handle the unexpected.
We're not in the business of fighting. We're in the business of controlling people, okay?
Defend ourselves against those who resist until we gain control and ultimately win.
So our objective is control when we do the drills, but more than anything, we want to kind of desensitize them to the fact that just because you get hit or punched is not a reason that you have to go ballistic and, become overly aggressive. Just control somebody. That's what happens.
When every recruit demonstrates proficiency in the 76 techniques they've been taught,
Get him! Get him!
They earn the right to continue in the academy.
Go to the other one!
It is a rite of passage. It says a lot about those who survive.
That they're courageous enough and have enough integrity that when push comes to shove, they will stand between that monster and those innocent people out there.
It's over! It's over!
What I'm happy about is none of you quit.
It's over!
Outstanding.
Not only did no one quit during defensive tactics training, every member of Class 205 passed their proficiency exam with flying colors. Keep in mind, these are future Tampa Bay area law enforcement officers, and it is encouraging to see how hard they train and how thorough the instructors are in making sure these recruits are ready to serve.
But you were telling me this isn't the final hurdle for you guys.
Yeah, no, not at all. There's another 8 weeks left of this training. Next week, we'll finish up vehicle operations at the police driving pad and then move right into firearms training. After that, it's officer survival techniques and street tactics. But considering how far this class has come since late October, I have no doubt that the large majority in this class will be standing strong come graduation day, which is April 11th.
But you took a pretty good beating. I mean, you were a little sore after.
I'm humbled. I tell you, when you get in there, you realize how much energy you exert by just trying to do your job, which is simply to control, not to beat up, not to take advantage of anyone, just simply control, make the arrest, and get out alive.
And all that adrenaline that's pumping, and these are with people you know who really aren't trying to hurt you or kill you.
Yeah, it's as close to simulation of the real thing as you can get. That's what the Red Man drill is designed to do. I learned a lot.
This has been so interesting getting this behind-the-scenes look at this at your expense. Thank you.
Expense, yeah.
Thanks.